Hey viewers, and welcome back to Let's Play Shadowrun, Dragonfall Director's Cut. Last left off, we heard Iger's and Glory's story. Glory probably being one of the worst I've ever heard in any kind of RPG, but Malik got another DVD, so let's have a look. The scratched LCD display comes to life and a menu fills the screen. Track 1. Timestamp is 2042-0805 with Green Winters. Oh yeah, I was thinking about Adrian today. Not as he was when he disappeared, not as the fabled Dragon Slayer or the big-time CEO of Deal Defense. I was thinking about when we were kids. Well, I was always more of a kid than he was, of course. He's 15 years older than me. In a way, he was more like a parent than a brother. Winters pauses. His gaze drops to an invisible point on the table in front of him. So I was thinking about this time when we were on holiday. Our parents took us to the island of Pole to enjoy the beach. I must have been about 5 years old. Adrian was 20. It'd be his last family vacation with us. A year later, he'd bring his meteoric rise to fame and fortune, but on this trip, he was my brother. When I fell out of the little paddle boat that our parents rented and started sinking fast into the Baltic, he was the one who dove in to rescue me. You saved my life that day, Adrian. I love you forever for that, and I will find you. I owe you that much. Winters disappears, and back to the menu. Track 2, 2049-0606. Found an old news article that mentions Adrian from way back in 2036. It's printed in the financial magazine called Das Finanzwesen, one of those chic print-based mags that they produce for the retro crowd. There aren't any clues in here, but it's good to see someone else acknowledge his existence. He clicks an off-screen button and the image of Winters disappears. It is replaced by a digital scan of a magazine page. SK stock suffers in post-buyout brain drain, November 12, 2039. In the aftermath of the Dragon Lofweir's hostile takeover of Seder Krupp, Share Industriali Wow, continuing brain drain of high-level executives is causing ongoing worry among company shareholders. The company's stock took a major hit when Lofweir deposed former CEO Wilhelmina Graf Benoit last August. 3 months later, long-held power positions within the SKI empire continue to empty as the Dragon consolidates his power base. The most recent casualties of Lofweir's takeover include Alexandra Kobayashi, former COO of Seder Munitions, Mathaus Donner, former treasurer of Ruhr Datafax, and Werner Harding, former CEO of Deal Defense. Harding stepped into the role to replace Dr. Adrian Vauclair, who disappeared under mysterious circumstances 2 years ago. Winter's face winks back onto the screen. So there you have it. That's what they had to say about Adrian a mere 2 years after his disappearance. My brother. Footnote. Back to the menu, track 3. It's clearly corrupted, meaningless stream of text. Track 4. More meaningless text, viewers. And track 5. A rattling sound fills the air as the disc grinds in its tray. A few seconds later, the screen fills with text. Dr. Vauclair, 2034-09-10. It is my sad duty to inform you that, by unanimous vote of the Aufsichtsrat, your position as CEO of Deal Defense will be terminated at the end of this calendar month. Your continued misallocation of company funds to pursue personal agendas cannot and will not be tolerated any longer. The supervisory board is not unsympathetic to your mental state. The trauma that you endured during your pursuit of the dragon Futterschwing must have been enormous. But your continued obsession with the dragon, the dead dragon, I might add, has proven a negative influence on this company and an unjustified drain on company resources. The board wishes you all the best in your future endeavors. We have prepared a generous severance package to assist you in this time of transition. If there's anything more that we can do to help you, please don't hesitate to ask. From Werner Harding. That's all the DVDs. Paul, what's up with this PDA? Amsel calls over his shoulder at the sound of your approach. His eyes are glued to the computer's display. Renairen, Frau Mueller should be on her way, but before you go to the meeting site, I have news. He glances at you and his words trail off. Upon seeing the expression on your face, Amsel's face becomes grave. It can wait. Tell me what happened. I had some trouble in the U-Bahn. Somebody set up an ambush. Amsel pauses, then gives a curt nod. Truth be told, I have been expecting something like this might happen. I'm just glad that you made it out alive. Hand over the encrypted PDA. One of the attackers dropped this. Amsel takes the PDA from you and examines it. Yes, I should be able to extract some information from this. Give me a moment. He plugs the PDA into his computer and goes to work. A few moments later, he lets out a grunt of dismay. Well, Renairen, I was able to recover a file, but unfortunately that's all that I'll ever be able to pull off of this thing. All that anyone will, truth be told. It must have been running some kind of counter-intrusion software. The instant that I gained access, it bricked itself. Amsel disconnects the useless PDA and drops it to the ground. It clatters to the rest on the metal floor. What did you manage to pull off of it? A comm file. The audio was all here, but it looks like we've only got one video from one side of the conversation. Let's see what we have. He opens the file and a nightmarishly familiar face appears on the screen. Odron. Bachmeyer. The voice bleats out from Amsel's speakers, filling the room. Odron here. What's your status? Bachmeyer's image is garbled, but his voice sounds young and eager. Target acquired, sir. You were right. We spotted him on the U-Bahn, just like you said. Probably on his way to a job. As per your instructions, we're going to try to take him out on his way back. He'll be more vulnerable that way, hopefully injured and low on ammo too, but only time will tell. Good man. Proceed as instructed. Will do. Kosman is raking up an ambush spot right now. We'll try to make it quick. The orc with the nightmare face nods. Send me a comm when the job is done. Odron out. The image on the computer screen dies. Amsel turns to face you. Well, our scarred friend makes an appearance. Renairen, I suspect that Green Winter's predictions are coming true. I believe that Furschwing is behind this. Under Amsel's patient exterior, you can feel the worry that's eating at him. Be on your guard, you and the rest of your team. You made it through this attack relatively unscathed, but next time you might not be so lucky. At least now we have a name to put to the face, Odron. That's not all we have. As I was saying when you first walked in, I have been productive as well. I was able to uncover some new evidence in your absence, and coincidentally enough, that evidence pertains to our scarred friend. You might recall that I said I'd dig into Odron's skin grafts. Well, I did, and that search has finally borne fruit. One of my contacts outside of Berlin handles the paperwork for private hospitals all across Germany. It's a dull, boring job, but it does have its perks. You can read the charts with Biotech 4. Amsel pulls open a file on his computer. A medical chart opens on the screen. As it turns out, our scarred friend's skin grafts were performed at a legitimate hospital after all. What's the takeaway? The charts are light on identifying information. Our friend's name is listed as Max Mustermann, a local equivalent of John Doe, but they do cover his injuries in great detail. Odron's injuries were extensive. He had 2 broken ribs and a shattered pelvis, and he had sustained third-degree burns over 60% of his body. Most damning of all, he was suffering from acute radiation poisoning. His body had absorbed over 5,000 millisieverts of ionizing radiation, a lethal dose without treatment. The information dries up at this point. We know that he was treated and discharged, but what happened afterward remains a mystery. He pauses a moment, studying a reaction. Your thoughts? Hold nothing back. I'd like to hear everything that comes to mind. Odron might have spent some time in the SOX. That radiation poisoning didn't happen on its own. Agreed. 5,000 millisieverts is a lot of exposure. Sort of basking in the glow of an unshielded reactor. I don't know how he'd absorbed that much ionizing radiation without spending time in the SOX. Alright, so Odron was heavily irradiated, most likely from time spent in the SOX. What else does this tell you? Well, the hospital couldn't ID Odron. Either somebody covered his tracks for him, or he was living completely off the grid. Indeed, if Odron were a Denjian of the SOX, a glowpunk, his lack of identifying information would make sense. Amsel adjusts his glasses. It's a working theory at any rate. So, one way or another, Odron is off of the books, either due to living off the grid or a cover-up after the fact. Do you have another takeaway to share? Well, those burns sound like dragon fire, but if the Firewing burned Odron, why would he be working for her now? I don't think that Odron is working for the Firewing. I believe that he is serving her. On Green Winter's second DVD, he mentions that there's a cult within the SOX that worships the Firewing, the Disciples of the Cleaning Fire. I believe that Odron belongs to this cult. That's bad news. There's nothing more dangerous than a zealot. My thoughts exactly. The hireling can sometimes be bribed or reasoned with. A pawn can be liberated. But if the Firewing soldiers look upon her as a goddess figure, nothing short of killing her will deter them. And even that might not stop them. So to sum up, Odron has probably spent some time in the SOX. It's possible that he even lived there, as a member of Furschwing's dragon cult. And he is after you. Amsel pauses for a moment before continuing. In my mind, all of this reinforces one fact. We need to find Vauclair, and we need to do it fast. Wait, how does that follow? The Firewing's men just made an attempt on your life, Renairen. It is clear from the message that we just saw that Odron sent them out looking for you. Given enough time, he'll do it again. And next time, they might be more successful. We must act before that happens, but before we venture back to Harfield Manor, we need to find Vauclair. All the more reason to gather Alice's feet quickly, then. Agreed. There's a buzzing sound from Paul's wrist. He lifts his hand to look at his PDA. And, as luck would have it, Frau Mueller has arrived. Best of luck at that meeting, Renairen. Remember, this is urgent. We need that money. I'm on it. Hey, viewers, things just keep getting better and better. I think Frau Mueller was going to... Yep, there she is. Set against the frozen cobblestone of the empty park, Frau Mueller looks entirely out of place. She suppresses a shiver and hugs herself for warmth. She appears as Amsel described her, an impressive-looking woman of Aztlaner descent, with coffee-colored skin and dark, wavy hair. Everything about her screams corporate executive, from her expensive-looking suit to her tastefully understated makeup. She's obviously nervous, but she's hiding it well. She locks eyes with you and hesitates only slightly before speaking. Renairen, I presume? Herr Amsel told me that I could meet you here. He wasn't lying. He said that you had a job for me. She holds her silence for a moment, then nods. Yes. Yes, I do. In truth, I'm in desperate need of your help. Then tell me what you need, Frau Mueller. She offers you a small smile. An assumed name, obviously. But I have been told that that is how you people do business. She straightens in her seat and tries on a smile. It hangs there for a second and then fades away. She sighs. From my accent, you've no doubt inferred that I am an Aztlaner. Further, you may have guessed who I work for. Etiquette Corporate. As technology, I'd assume. She nods. I've been with the company for over a decade. In that time, I've worked on all manner of projects. From the innocuous to the obscene, my hands have touched it all. Never once did I question the wisdom of our research. Never once did I consider blowing the whistle on my employers. I kept my nose down, worked hard, and excelled at the tasks before me. Go on, please. Last month, I was transferred here from my home in Tenochtitlan. They told me that an employee of my caliber was needed in Berlin, and that I would be working on a project with wide-reaching applications. The only other detail that I was given was the name of the project, Bloodline. That doesn't sound good. She looks you in the eye, and for the first time, you can see the cracks in her composure. She's doing a good job of hiding it, but deep down, this woman is terrified. I've seen many terrible things in my life, Renairen. In Tenochtitlan, blood magic is commonplace. Take a moment to imagine what that means. In the underground markets, people are bought and sold as cattle. Street children are rounded up and bled like lambs. I witnessed all of these things by the age of 12. She takes a deep breath, then lets it out slowly. Seeing such things changes you, makes you numb. But what I found when I arrived here was worse. This project, it horrifies me, Renairen, and it must be stopped. Tell me everything you know about Bloodline. She shakes her head. The less that you know, the better, from both of us. You just have to trust me on that. You need only know that it is evil, and that's not a word I use lightly. If you won't tell me about this Bloodline, how do you expect me to stop it? Simple. She leans in and looks you in the eye. I want you to bring the building down. The computers, the research data, the mages and scientists that are working to bring about this abomination. I want all of them burned to ash and buried in rubble. No compromises and no exceptions. Her tone softens. I'm sure that you have unanswered questions. I'm not in the habit of dealing with Shadowrunners. In truth, I've spent the majority of my career living in fear of you people. But I do know that you're the only ones who can get this done. So tell me, Renairen, is there anything more you need to hear from me? Or are you ready to make a decision? What about any innocent people in the building? None of us are innocent, Renairen. But if you need to solve your conscience, rest assured that at the hour of your approach, the only personnel authorized to be on site will be security and senior members of the research team. And I assure you, neither are innocent in this matter. If the Bloodline project reaches completion, nobody will ever be safe ever again. This sounds like hyperbole, I know, but it isn't. The Bloodline Project will lead to countless deaths. I am certain enough of this to hire you, despite the fact that doing so will probably cost me my own life. I'm not a demolitions expert, Frau Mueller. How do you expect me to level a building? You don't need to be. All you'll need is a competent decker. The facility is powered by a number of on-site generators. There are safeguards in place to prevent them from overloading. In the event of a power spike, the system is designed to shut itself down. But I know how you can disable those safeguards. Once the generators begin to overload, you'll have a limited time to reach a safe distance. The explosion will be quite catastrophic. Paul Amsel is my representative in these matters. Why couldn't you tell all of this to him? I had to meet you in person, to look into your eyes and see the man behind the name. Now that I have done so, I am sure you are the one that I need. Naturally, I will send any further information about the job to Herr Amsel, provided, of course, that you accept. What can you tell me about building security? Expect it to be tight. In addition to their standard security team, As Technology has taken out a knight-errant high-threat response team contract to protect the building. Corporate doesn't seem to mind contracting a competitor for emergency response services. That should give you some indication as to the uniqueness of this project. At any rate, I believe that I've come up with a solution to the knight-errant problem. I'll discuss the matter with your Herr Amsel if you decide to take the job. Let's talk compensation. 36,000 Nugen. As I told your Herr Amsel, that's what I've allocated for the job. That's fair. It's better than fair. I've done my homework, Renairen. I've reached a decision. Yes, and? I'll take the job. Her face visibly brightens. In that case, it's a deal. I can't tell you how relieved I am, Renairen. Thank you for helping me bring this nightmare to an end. I will iron out the remaining details with your Herr Amsel. He'll want to talk this over with you anyway, I'm sure. You're a good man, Renairen. You're saving more lives than you know. Alright, well. Time to talk to Amsel about the deal. Mission. Ben, seriously, I need to go shopping, viewers. Or I could try and solo Blitz's mission and... maybe I'll just bring a lot of medkits. Welcome back, Renairen. How did the meeting with Frau Mueller go? I accepted the job. Any ideas on how to tackle this? Yes, a few. Frau Mueller has provided us with detailed information on the facility. I vetted the information and it seems to hold up. Based on this intel, I have formulated what I believe will be an effective strategy to bring down the building. According to Mueller's intel, the facility is extraordinarily well guarded. Whatever this bloodline project is, the Azis have spared no expense to defend it. The facility is patrolled by Az Technology's internal security personnel. On their own, they would pose a challenge, but I don't doubt that you can brute force your way through them. Unfortunately, they will not be on their own. Az Technology has purchased one of Knight Errant's more expensive security contracts as an additional line of defense. So kicking in the front door is out then. Amsel nods. I should say so. I've pulled some strings with an old contact of mine, and he's provided me with the address of a small software developer, OTK International. They write the firmware updates for Knight Errant's comm systems, and their defenses should be considerably weaker than Az Technology's. My contact has informed me that OTK stores an off-site hard copy of every firmware update it develops for data security purposes. My suggestion is this. You hit the offices of OTK International and reduce their computers to slag. In the interim, I will have the hard copy of their next update replaced with a compromised version. When OTK's next update goes live, our compromised version will be pushed out to Knight Errant. When you hit the Az Technology facility, I'll be able to track Knight Errant via their comm links. This should make the run much more manageable. He fishes in his pocket for something. A moment later, he produces a corporate ID with your face on it. This will get you through the front door of the office part that contains OTK International. My contact was only able to provide me with a run card, so you'll need to let the rest of your team in through a side door. Alright, sounds like a plan. Very good. OTK's offices aren't far from here. You should take the U-Bahn there when you're ready. Alright, well, first things first. Let's do one more mission with my rifle. I know. Help out Blitz, then we'll upgrade. I swear. Alright, let's clear Blitz's debt. Rolling solo on this one, viewers. Little nervous, little bit. Settling depths. Drogenkeep. It'd be high up on anyone's list of places to avoid, but that's where you're headed. and you're going there alone this time. The last time that you saw Blitz, he was carrying his portable terminal over to Cafe Sezvi, presumably so that he could do his decking in the most comfortable environment possible. Like everything else related to the Drogon Keep, the U-Bahn train that services it is in poor repair. The car that you're riding in stinks like a chemical toilet on a hot day. On the floor near the doorway, you catch sight of a trampled lump of tattered fur. The longer you stare at it, the more convinced you become that you're looking at the remains of a long-dead squirrel. The train rumbles to a stop and the doors slide open. Time to get this over with. Let's see here. Let's take that in case I go down. Yeah, I probably should have taken that long coat for more accuracy, but oh well. Stepping out on the U-Bahn tunnel, you once again find yourself in the squalid alleys of Drogon Keep. This place is a pit. Piles of waste, human and otherwise, litter the streets. The gutted husks of commercial buildings stand hollow and empty all around you. Your comlink crackles to life and you can hear the distant sounds of Cafe Sezvi. Merriment, laughter, the clink of silverware on china. Blitz's voice cuts in a second later. Hey, Chief, ready to do this thing? Yeah. Say, Blitz, I got a question for you. Yeah? You hear a slurping sound, presumably Blitz taking a sip of steaming hot soy calf. The only steam that you can see out here is your own breath condensing the frigid night air. What's up? How the hell did I let you talk me into coming back to this hellhole? There's a long pause before he responds. Well, you recognize the fact that I needed your help, and then you, volunteered because you're a good leader? Damn right I am. Remember that. Yeah, Chief, I will. Oh boy. Hey, buddy, what's up? A plain-looking man in a fancy suit taps away at his PDA. He's an older guy, probably in his late 50s. In the filth-strewn streets of Drogon Keep, he stands out like a sore thumb. Hassenkamp. The sound of your approach, he stops what he's doing and shifts his gaze to you. Renairen, right? I might be. Who's asking? My name is Hassenkamp. I'm Mr. Grinder's accountant. What a remarkable coincidence. Hassenkamp nods. His expression is deadpan. Mr. Grinder sent me to assure that the money transfer goes according to plan. When you enter the building, I'm going in with you. How did Grinder even know that I would be here? Your pal, Blitz. He sent Mr. Grinder a message with a complete breakdown of your plan about an hour ago. He did, huh? Your comm crackles to life. Well, of course I did, Chief. How could I be sure that this would get me off the hook if I didn't ask? And so, to find out, you let a homicidal loan shark know exactly when and where to find me. Well, that's not exactly how I'd put it, but yeah, I guess. There's an awkward pause. In my own defense, I didn't expect him to send his accountant to shadow you, though. That's a new one on me. I hate to interrupt, but if you two are finished, I'd like to get the show on the road. He glances at his wristwatch. I want to get back home before my grandkids go to bed. You have grandkids? He shrugs. My daughter married young. You got a problem with that? No, fine, whatever. Let's just get this over with. Amen to that, and tell your pal to work his magic. You heard the man, Blitz. Get that door open so that we can get this thing done. You got it, Chief. His voice is eager. Heading inside. This won't take 5 seconds. Okay. That's where we gotta be. So I guess I... So is all this unlocked here or what? Looks like none of these are actually active, but there's a lot of stuff that's blocking things off. Now, for a second there, viewers, I was wondering if maybe I wasn't going to have to move at all. Hell, these look pretty dead. So do we have to talk to these guys here now? Gatekeeper Ice. A Gatekeeper Ice program stands impassively, waiting to challenge all comers. Visitor identity unknown. Please present security code string. Let's see here. Override security access, root command, trapdoor. There's a brief pause, then the ice flashes twice. Access granted. Yeah, that's what I thought. A piece of watcher ice turns, flashing angrily. A rapid-fire sequence of lights pulse out a warning. Keep away. Check my credentials with your friend back there. Go on, I can wait. A moment later, the watcher ice flickers apologetically. Secondary security verification approved. Super user status verified. Query: how may I help you today? Just step aside, pal. I'm in a rush. The program obediently moves aside. Proceed. Have a pleasant day. Don't mind if I do. So can't talk. So can't get to any of these auto turrets yet. I would like to. Main system hardware firewall. Well, alley door it is, I guess. And that should do it, Chief. You're good to head on inside. The main server should be just ahead. A shocking display of competence from the red-haired disaster. That's what Mr. Grinder calls your pal, by the way. He's got a rep around these parts. For some reason, all his friends keep dying. Don't listen to this asshole, Chief. He shouldn't even be here. I don't know. He's kind of growing on me. Ha ha ha. Hate to burst your bubble, but I'm not overly enthusiastic about either of you. So let's just get this over with, alright? Fine by me. Anything else we need to worry? No, Blitz? Yeah, I've hit the first firewall in here. I'll need you to get in there and install that bypass for me. Got it. We'll find a terminal. Great, so I've got this guy working for me? What's he gonna do? And desk drawers? The top drawer of this desk is packed full of slender plastic rods, cred sticks, hundreds of them. Grab a handful. You sink your hand into the drawer of loose cred sticks and fish out a fistful. Plastic is slick and pleasant to the touch. As you withdraw your hand from the desk, Hassenkamp chuckles. They're all blank. You don't think that Landenberg Ring would leave them in an unlocked drawer if they had money on them, do you? Slot a cred stick. You're probably right, but it couldn't hurt to check. You try to initiate a transfer between one of the cred sticks from the desk and the one in your pocket. Sure enough, the stick from the desk is blank. So is the next one that you try. And the next. Told you so. Now, can we keep moving, or do you want to test every stick in that drawer? Well, it couldn't hurt. That was a rhetorical question, genius. He shakes his head. Come on, Renairen, let's keep moving. Trash can. Dig through this garbage can hasn't been emptied in a while. When you lift the lid, you find the bin full to overflowing with crumpled paper and disused office stationery. Dig through the trash. You know, really don't have time for this. Hang on a second, there could be something useful in here. I'm not sure that we're on the same page here, so we should probably hash this out now and save ourselves some time. We are here to fetch the money that your friend owes to Mr. Grinder. That means that we aren't here to dig through garbage pails or steal office supplies. So what you're doing right now would accurately be described as a waste of time. Calm down, man. This is all part of the job. This is ridiculous. You're on with a deadline and you're rooting around in a trash can. It happens more often than you'd expect. Look, the longer we argue about this, the longer it's going to take. He steps back, an exasperated expression on his face. All right, fine. Do your thing. Make it quick. Most of the waste in here comes in the form of old bank statements. Apparently, somebody in the Landenberg Ring has been using the backs of the statements as scratch paper. The third handful of trash that you liberate from the bin contains a note that catches your eye. A. Ready to score that stuff, man. That juice that you were passing around? That stuff was unreal. I'm serious, man. I haven't been that high since grade school. When you get your hands on more, you let me know. What do you make of this, Hassenkamp? Well, let's see. Apparently, a man named A scored some juice, and it was really unreal stuff. So what do I make of it? A couple of things. One, the Landenberg Ring has some real fuck-ups on its payroll. And two, you're wasting our time. Of the two, I'm more upset about the second, because it involves you keeping me here in this cesspool longer than I need to be. Does that answer your question? You seriously need to calm down, man. I'll calm down when I'm out of here and away from you. Now let's keep moving. Blitz whispers to you via your comlink. Ask a silly question. Medical supplies. I'll just keep the medkit. Send to the stash. And desk. The desk is catastrophically messy. Candy wrappers litter its work surface, and the bottom drawer is ajar. Well, we wouldn't be able to piss off Hassan if we didn't search the desk. Oh, for Christ's sakes. Here we go again. This isn't going to take long, don't worry. I'm I'm not worried. I'm irritated, but fine, whatever. Do your thing. Just do it fast, okay? Continue searching. You got it. Rummaging through the desk, you find an old-fashioned binder stuffed with cheap paper. Leafing through the pages, you discover what appears to be a business plan. Apparently, the Landenberg Ring is in the process of opening a string of payday loan centers across Drogenkeep. Hey, Hassenkamp, what does Grinder think about this? Isn't money lending his racket? Yeah, those Landenberg pricks have been a tick on his ass for years now, sucking away at the revenue that should be lining his pockets. Bad business all around. Thankfully, we're going to recover at least a little of that cash tonight. And speaking of which, just a second, almost done. At the back of the binder, you find a note scrawled on a slip of scrap paper. Plots, I have real and pressing concerns about the silent partner that you brought on for the loan center scheme. We don't need him. I keep saying it, but nobody listens. Call me, JB. Any idea who this Plots guy is, Hassenkamp? Miserable son of a bitch. I had to share an office with that man for... He cuts himself short. Never mind. You don't need to know. Blitz whispers through your comlink. The plot thickens. Let's see. A lot of locks here. Let's go this way. Ooh, equipment. Can't get there. Interact, open door. This place is pretty big. Oh, there's the Matrix map. Whoops. This desk is an oasis of order amidst the chaos of the rest of the building. Papers and chips are stacked neatly or filed by name and date. There's even an old-fashioned coffee mug filled with a random assortment of graphite pencils and ink pens. Hassenkamp raises an eyebrow. Huh, this desk is actually organized. Must belong to somebody in management. Well, that or an employee with OCD. He shrugs. Sure, that too. Either way, we should keep moving. Time's a-wasting. Hang on, might be something important in here. Let's have a quick look. He rolls his eyes. Fine, whatever, just make it quick. Check the stacks of paper. You appear to have discovered a compilation of financial reports. Each report details the fiscal health of a small corporation. Taken as a whole, they paint a picture of small business across the whole of Germany. Each corp in the pile seems to have an interesting, innovative project underway. Unfortunately, all are also in dire financial straits, and at least half of them are teetering on the edge of bankruptcy. Despite the corporation's impending insolvency, the file suggests buying heavily into all of them. Apparently, the Landenberg Ring sources have led them to believe that all of these corporations are on the verge of being acquired by a single megacorp. The file doesn't say which one. A financial crime ring is involved in insider trading. Shocking. Now, can we please move on? Check the drawers. Most of the drawers are neatly stocked with stationary supplies, but nothing interesting turns up. The topmost drawer is locked. Force it with strength 4. You give the handle a sharp tug, and the lock snaps with a crack. The drawer slides open effortlessly. Inside is a contract book with an impressively long list of names. None of them stand up to you in any way. You also find a tube of lip balm and a cred stick. Take the cred stick. 104 Nuyen. You slip the cred stick into your pocket. Easy money. Step back. All done. Are you sure? Maybe there are some nice binder clips in there for you to play with, or a staple remover for you to steal. Really? Well, then maybe I should take another look. Forget I said anything. Let's go. This terminal has been left on, and the screen is still active. It has been logged in under the name Albert Trips. Keyboard input has been locked out, and a password entry box hangs in the center of the screen. Enter a password? Cancel. Step away. Well. Maybe we'll find a clue somewhere. A vent. This vent is large enough to fit a drone through. Seems like I could have helped out if I was another, again, hacker rigger stuff. Cram. Designer amphetamine. Send it to my stash. Confirm. Locked. Okay, well that narrows things down. We're going here. Door console. The door is locked. There's a small key card, a key card reader, and a comm panel set into the wall just beside it. Use the comm panel. You depress the call button. A shrill buzzing sound fills the air. There is no answer. Press it again. You press the button again and hold it. The buzzer screeches like a frightened animal, then sputters and dies out. Moments later, a high-strung voice warbles out of the speaker. Who the hell are you? And why are you leaning on the goddamn door buzzer? The voice has a shrill, tremulous quality that you recognize instantly. This guy is riding a stim high. You're sure of it. Stay quiet. After a pregnant pause, you hear the voice again. Stupid thing. Must be busted again. With a click, the line goes dead. Let's use the comm panel again. This time, the response is immediate. What the hell? Whoever you are, you better knock it off. I swear something bad is going to happen if you don't. Lie. Calm down, John. It's me, Albert. Albert? Wariness creeps into the voice on the other side of the speaker. You don't sound like Albert. I have a cold. Open the door. You know you're not supposed to be in here. No matter what happened last time. We've already gotten our one and only warning. Remember me? Yeah, sure, I know. But I also know that I've got a bottle of the good stuff in my bag. Another long pause. The good stuff? You mean like the juice? Okay, maybe just a sip. Or two. The door unlocks with a solid thunk. Who the hell are you? Well, this just got loud. You got a decent gun on you, bud. And grenades, holy crap. Deadeye shot. Wow. Hell of a banker. Oh, desk. Check the desk. Keycard. Well, that doesn't help much. Server terminal. Haha, nice. I'm not good enough to do this. The interface of this console has been locked. Peering around behind the terminal, you find an absolute rat's nest of tangled cables running between it and the servers. I don't have decking 4, so I can't install the bypass. Blitz, there's an awful lot of cables back here. Come on, Chief, it's not complicated. They're running a hardware firewall. You'll find it installed on the main matrix line, just before it reaches the first server. He sniffs. Kid stuff, really. Oh, for Christ's sake. Quit preening and walk him through it. Hate to say it, but he's right. If you want me to get you around that firewall, you're going to have to give me instructions. Blitz size. All right, Chief. I'll take you through the steps. First, find the main matrix line. It'll be the heavy-duty optical cable that's wired in through a wall from the outside. Okay, got it. Good. Now, find the first box that cable connects into. It'll have 3 cables plugged into it. 1 power and 2 optical. Connect the ends of the bypass to the 2 optical cables. Following his instructions, you soon have the bypass connected. Alright, that's done. What's next? Nothing. I'm in. That wasn't so hard now, was it? Just get us into the vault, Blitz. I'm on it. Alright. Take a bit. What are these bits? An activation bit. I'm gonna go find a socket to plug it into. Okay. I see what you're doing here. This is a puzzle. Oh, that didn't help at all. If I take that bit. Put it there. Data node. Hey, Chief, I found something here you might want to take a look at. What is it? Looks like a sort of persona non grata list for the Landenberg ring. Everyone on the list here is listed as shoot on sight. There's a lot of names here, lots of personal information, no associates, credit history, holopics, that kind of thing. Alright, so what's interesting about that? Well, there are 3 names on this list that I recognize. One of them is mine, naturally. Landenberg's and the Schwartz and Hertzen never did get along. Another is Hassenkamp's. He scoffs. I'm not surprised. These bastards would just love my head on a plate. And, Chief, the other one is yours. They've got a whole dossier on you. No idea where they got it from or why, but they have it. Never even heard of these bastards before tonight, so how the hell do they know about me? No idea. Looks like a new file. It was just uploaded about 20 minutes ago. Hang on a sec, there's an attachment. I'll send it to you. Blitz's voice falls silent. A few seconds later, a brief message appears on the screen of your PDA. Plots. Here's the intel on those unwanted guests that I warned you about. They're coming tonight. Take appropriate precautions. Plots. I've run into that name a couple of times since we arrived. Any ideas, Hassenkamp? Jürgen Plotz. He's the leader of the Landenberg Ring. I had to share an office with that miserable son of a bitch for 5 years before we went our separate ways. He's the greediest, most narcissistic piece of work that I've ever met. And I work for a loan shark. I imagine that he's not a huge fan of you either. No, he's not. Anyway, it doesn't matter. In the end, Mr. Grinder will get paid and Plotz is going to write the check. Well, that was very enlightening. Want me to delete the file, Chief? Please. A few seconds pass. Done and done. No need to worry about that anymore. That's very reassuring. Thanks, Blitz. Okay, now, what if I put a bit here? Nope. Take that bit back. But now I'm free. Free to roam. If I inspect this. Alright, Chief. Looks like there's another firewall blocking you from the vault controls. I'm going to try to get you limited access to the facility. You should be able to find a terminal in there that can bring the firewall down, and from there I'll get you access to the vault. So that's 3. Let me take one more bit. So I have to take this bit. Place a bit. Okay. Hang on a second. I'm thinking. So place that bit. Take that bit. And I take this bit. That's 2. That's gonna lock me out, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, well, I still got 2. How does I put a bit here? What does that do? So if I take that bit then. Aha! It's too late now. I have all your bits. This is how hacking works in the future, viewers. Hey, Chief, I just cracked open a security door somewhere in your area. Might be worth checking out, Blitz says as my calm light crackles to life. Will you please tell him to concentrate on the job? We're here to settle his debt, not to hunt for souvenirs. Alright, Blitz, we'll look into it. Great. Hey, thanks for doing that, Blitz. No problem, Chief. It's great to feel appreciated. This is quite the side quest. I actually haven't done this before. This must be a new addition from Dragon in the director's cut. That buzz, though, getting kind of annoying. Won't lie. All right, you're clearing into the secured area. Keep your eyes open, Chief. There's a tiny chance that you might bump into some physical security from here on out. Other than the crazy guy in the server room, you mean? Yeah, other than him. You said there wouldn't be any security in this building? Hassenkamp sounds tired. Easy in, easy out. No security. That's what you told Mr. Grinder. Those were your exact words. Yeah, well, the situation has changed. A bit. Look, I'm not saying that you will hit security. I'm just saying that you might. So just keep your eyes open and lower the next firewall, okay? We'll keep our eyes peeled. All right. Equipment. Time to loot the place. Portable grenade launcher that fires mini grenades. I will take that instead of my pistol. That's the vent. I'm in a suit. This guy's in a suit. I don't see the problem. Another desk to search through. You find a sheaf of banking information. The data in this paperwork all points to Meat Grinder and contains a long list of financial transactions and known associates. The whole thing is enclosed in a manila file folder labeled Plots. For once, Hassenkamp doesn't complain about the detour. When he sees the information in front of you, he stops dead in his tracks. Why would Plots have Meat Grinder's financial records? To steal from him, most likely, but these records, they don't make any sense. Care to explain that to the rest of us? The accountant frowns, staring at the paper printouts in front of him. I know Mr. Grinder's books. I tend them for him. And I'm telling you, what I'm seeing in here doesn't add up. Why would you want it to? If the Landenberg ring has a file on Grinder, isn't it better that it's wrong? Well, sure, but what I'm seeing here, it looks neat, professional. This isn't amateur work. Somebody went to a lot of trouble to write out projections for all of Mr. Grinder's future profits. And those projections are way outside the scope of what our organization brings in annually. Maybe there's something going on that you don't know about. Could Grinder be working a deal under your nose? Maybe something he wants to keep you insulated from? No. No way, that would be financial suicide. Mr. Grinder is good at intimidating people and breaking kneecaps. When it comes to keeping the business running, I'm the man that he turns to. Have been for a dozen years. Maybe you should ask Grinder about it when we're done with the run. Yeah. He glances back at the folder of information, a conflicted expression on his face. Maybe I should. Now, I don't think I have a solid lead on the password here. Enter a password. Plots, maybe? No, not Plots. Grinder? Grinder with an I keyboard. How about Juice? What else we got here? Let's check the guy's name here. Cancel. Albert Trips. Yeah, I don't know. I lost the chance on that one, viewers. Shadowrunning blind is hard. Oh, wait. Don't, just open this door instead. That seems really easy. Uh-oh. Look sharp. Security. It looks like they don't see us. They're kind of the worst security. Can I get through this door? Oh god, I can. Okay, so back to the firewall. This looks like the terminal that Blitz was telling you about. Disengage the second firewall. Button he presses with a meaty thunk. That's done it, Chief. The final firewall just went down. I should be clear to access that secure node now. Get to it then. Done and done. This will be easy as pie. You wait and see. That's all fine and good, but be quick about it. There were some guards in the other room, and I don't want to be here if they decide to come exploring. Yeah, I'm on it. You two will cool your jets. I'll let you know as soon as the vault door is open. I think I'll take those bits back. Now, is this still live? Because I'd love to take another look at those turret nodes that I saw previously. Survey says nope. Okay. Guess we're going through that after all then, viewers. Time for some real combat. Door control north. Okay, can't hack you for some reason. How about down here? It's quite the maze, too. Door control south. Nope. This is the vault control node. Unlock the vault door. Imagine there's going to be some repercussions here. There is another telltale crackle of static from your comlink. Blitz's voice fills your ear. His tone is impossibly smug. All right, Chief. That should do it. The vault's open and I'm suppressing the alarm. Easy as pie, just like I said. Yes, we're all very impressed. Now let's get this show on the road, shall we? Let's do it. As you approach the terminal, Hasenkamp steps forward. I'll handle the transfer from here, thank you. I don't think so, Chuckles. I don't trust you. Well, unfortunately for you, Mr. Grinder does trust me. That's why I'm here. Now, if you want Blitz off of his hit list, he'll step aside. Fine, go ahead, but I'm watching you. Go ahead. Knock yourself out. Well, I guess that cleared the debt. Hasenkamp's fingers dance over the terminal's keypad. A progress bar winks onto the screen and rapidly climbs towards 100%. Very good. Only one more thing that needs doing, and then we can get out of here. What one more thing? The deal was that we get Grinder's money transfer. We've done that. That took care of Blitz's debt to Mr. Grinder. Consider this the interest. Hey, whoa, hold up. I don't owe any interest. Grinder didn't say anything about interest. If you're grabbing things out of safe deposit boxes, we want a cut. Hasenkamp ignores him. Just wait here for a minute. I'll be right back. Hasenkamp walks to a nearby safe and taps a code into the keypad. The door swings open. He reaches inside and pulls out a small plastic box, then taps the activator on his comlink. Yes, Mr. Grinder, the package is secure. That's right, I'm holding it right now. I'll have it in your hands within the next 15 minutes. Your comlink crackles and Blitz whispers into your ear. This is bullshit, Chief. By all rights, that box should be ours. This was our run. You even know what the box is, Blitz? Well, no, but I still want it. Well, I like a mystery as much as the next guy. Maybe I can find a way to get it away from him. Hell yeah, Chief. Keep your eyes open. Maybe when his back is turned, his voice trails off. No, wait, damn it. This isn't going to work. Why not? Well, Meat Grinder obviously wants that thing, and Hasenkamp isn't going to give it to you. If you steal it from him, I think he's going to figure out where it went, and if you kill him, Grinder takes my thumbs off. Damn it. Blitz falls into a disgruntled silence. You can hear the soft murmur of Hasenkamp sneaking into his comlink from across the room. Finally, he taps the power button and deactivates the device. All right, the deal is done. Let's get out of here. Upon approaching the vault door, two things become immediately apparent. One, when you stepped into the vault, the door is sealed and latched behind you. And two, there's no obvious way to open it from where you're standing. Hey, Blitz, open the door. Huh? What do you mean, Chief? The vault door, idiot. There's no way to open it from in here. You did account for that, didn't you? There is a long pause. Oops. Oops? I think I might have missed that detail when I planned this run-through. Let me get this straight, Blitz. You planned how to get us into the vault in excruciating detail, but you didn't bother figuring out how to get us back out again. Easy there, Chief. Just cool your jets and let me get to work on this. I'll figure something out. Don't you worry. Hasenkamp rubs his temples with his free hand. The other cradles the plastic box like a piece of fine china. I knew that something like this was going to happen. When Mr. Grinder told me who I'd be checking up on, I just knew it. We all make mistakes. What's important is how we handle them. Right, Blitz? All right, Chief. And boy, am I going to handle this one. Just you wait and see. Give me 2 seconds, I'll have you out of there. 1, 2. From Hasenkamp. There's a long pause. Finally, Blitz speaks again. His voice is strained. All right, Chief, I think I can see how to get you out of there. Give me the go-ahead, and I'm going to try something, but there's a catch. Of course there is. What is it? Well, right now I'm keeping about 4 different alarms from triggering. No big deal, I can handle it. But I won't lie, opening that door is going to be tough. It'll take concentration, and I don't think that I can keep all 4 alarms locked down while I'm doing it. So you're telling us that in order to open that door, you're going to have to set off the alarm. Do I have that right? Well, technically you set off the alarm when you stepped into the vault. All I'm doing is keeping the signals locked down so they can't get out. And I might be able to release the lock fast enough to catch the alarms before they sound, but I can't guarantee it. How reassuring. Ah, again, decking. Bypass the door, but I can't. All right, Blitz, go ahead and do your thing. I believe in you. Seconds later, the vault lock releases with a heavy thunk. Done and done, Chief. Nicely done, Blitz. Your sentence is interrupted by a shrill, wailing sound, an alarm. That's our cue to leave. Yeah. Can't say I didn't warn you. You better get out of there. The alarm is going off in both Meat Space and the Matrix. Reinforcements are on the way. You don't want to be there when they get here. That's an understatement. Let's get the hell out of here. All right. But for now, viewers, it's time to take a break, and when we return, our daring escape from the ring. 7 days. Thanks for watching. See you then, viewers.